In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the information you need to cite a book in your bibliography, and then how you put that information onto one of the pink bibliography sheets that we use here in the library. So what I have here to start is the title page of a book we have in the library. It's called Albert Einstein and the Frontiers of Physics. It's a biography about Albert Einstein. And everything you need for your bibliography is to be found on either the front or the back of the title page. So this is a screenshot of the front of the title page. And on your pink slip, the first thing that you're asked for is the author's name, which you see there is Jeremy Bernstein. And you can see that I highlighted Bernstein because you need to remember that when you fill out your pink slip, you need to list the author's last name first, followed by a comma, and then his first name with a period after. You can see a note down there in about the middle of the page that says if there's more than one author, you just list them after the first one, but with their first name first and the last name last. So that's how you would list if you had more than one author. So the second thing that you need on your bibliography sheet is the title of the book, and the title of the book in this case is Albert Einstein and the Frontiers of Physics. So for that one, you're going to add that on the title line. It is followed by a period, and notice how the word title is in italics. That's because when you actually type out your citation, the title of the book needs to be in italics. So you'll remember to change the font to italics when you type up your bibliography. Okay, the next thing that you need is the place of publication, which is found on the bottom of the title page on the front side. You can see in this case there are two places. It lists New York and Oxford. Many times on a title page you'll see multiple cities. You don't need to list them all. All you need to do is to list the first one, which frankly often is New York. So on your bibliography sheet, under place of publication, you're going to put New York followed by a colon. You can see that there's a colon there after publication to sort of help remind you that you need to put a colon after the city that you put there. All right, the next thing you need to fill out is the publisher, which also is normally found at the bottom of the title page of the front. You can see there it's listed as Oxford University Press. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to find, in which case you might just turn out to the back of the title page, but this is a nice clear example of a publisher's name being right there on the front. So when you fill out your pink sheet, you're going to fill out Oxford University Press followed by a comma. That's the correct punctuation. Date of publication is the one thing that you're going to need to turn over the title page in order to find. So we're going to turn the page to the back of the title page, also called the verso. And it's often very small print like you see here. But if you can just let your eyes skim over the page, and what you're looking for usually is a C with a circle around it, which is the icon that stands for copyright. And in this case, you can see it says copyright 1996. And if for any reason it was not clear what the publisher was on the front, you can see in this case that the next line shows Oxford University Press, so that would be a place to double check if you still need help finding the name of the publisher. Okay, that's pretty much everything you need to fill in on your pink slip. There are some options, however, that you can decide whether you want to do, and that's what this sheet is going to show. One is on our bibliography sheets, there's always that little line at the very, very top that says first letter for alphabetical order. If you want help in organizing your bibliography page when you have all your different colored slips together, what you're going to want to do is look for the very first letter that you wrote on your bibliographic citation and put it in that little space. So in this case, the first letter that I wrote was B for Bernstein, and so that's the B that's going there. Occasionally there won't be an author listed of a work, and so you would have left the author's lines blank, and the first thing you would have written was the title, and in that case the first letter of the title is what goes up there in that space. So that's just a little helper for you. Another thing that I wanted to point out, you see where I've circled the word print, and then down in the example of a bibliography is the word print. So after you have typed out the author, the title, the place, the publisher, and the date, followed by a period. You put the word print for a book citation. That's as opposed to putting the word web, which you would use if it were an internet site or if you'd gotten it in an online encyclopedia or an online database. Then the last thing you can fill out on your bibliography slip, if you would like to, is the ISBN number. And let me go back to the back of the title page and show you where that is. It's down toward the bottom, highlighted. ISBN is a standard number that publishers and librarians use to identify books. And if you know about EasyBib and you use EasyBib, you can just make note of the ISBN number, and when you enter that in EasyBib, if it has this book in its database, it will pull up all this information for you. So that's just an easy option for you to have. One last thing you might want to think about is if you think you might want to use this book again. I don't have a space for it, but you might want to just jot down the call number there at the bottom of the slip, because that might help you find it the next time you need it. So that's it for how to cite a book using a pink bibliography sheet. If you have any questions about it, you can ask me or ask your teacher. And I can be reached at bcon@spusd.net.